Benjamín, maybe first of all, belated welcome to Toronto.
Thank you.
How have you settled into life in MLS thus far, just with living in Toronto and the standard of play across the league?
Actually, it's been easy. That welcome was so well. They helped me with everything. I already know some things of the league, the MLS. I have many friends that play there that taught me very good about the league, of the team. So it's been really good.
You've looked very comfortable on the pitch. Has it felt that way for you from the beginning?
Yeah, I feel comfortable. I think that the team is already well trained, so it's easier for me. All my teammates made it so easy to me to understand the form we play, all the stuff in the locker room. So yeah, I feel really comfortable.
Playing alongside Walker, he's a player of great MLS experience. I wonder how has the relationship been on the pitch between you two thus far?
It was really good since the day I came here. He helped me so much with all the same I was talking in the locker room and in the pitch, every word. He's a very experienced defender. He's playing many years for his national team in the MLS. So he helped me a lot, and it make it easier for me to play.
Did you know much about MLS before coming here? Like you said, you spoke to sort of.
Yeah, I know. Because I have friends, a very good friend of mine that played in Atlanta, and he always talked to me about the league. It was a challenge I always wanted to take.
Who was that?
Marcelino Moreno,
Okay.
In Atlanta. Okay. Yeah, and Rosetta. I have many. I have Atuesta also. He plays in Orlando. I have a few friends also, Chilean players that play. I always spoke with them, so I have much information and good reference from the league.
How did the opportunity come about to come here?
To Toronto?
Yeah.
Well, they spoke with my agent. I was very close to some Brazilian teams, but in the moment I knew about the offer or the possibility to come to Toronto, I tried to force all I could, and I was really looking forward to come here.
It's early days yet, but has the league been what you thought it would be, what you would expect?
It had. I already knew it was a really fast and physical league. There's much young players, well, especially in New York. They press the whole time. It's different, but I already expected that it's going to be a physical league. I expected that. It was not a surprise.
Has there been culture shock in the sense that playing all your career in South America and then coming up here and having to deal with the weather, for instance?
I have no problem with the weather.
Okay.
That's not a problem. But yeah, it's a world of difference from the culture, how you live the football in Brazil and in the MLS. It's different. The fans, everything that's around, it's different. It's a lot different, but I was already expecting that, so it wasn't a surprise for me.
Is life a little simpler for you here? You can walk around outside.
Yeah. It's much simpler in that way. I personally think that in Brazil it's too much, for the players that are over there. Football is live or die game every match. You have to take it that way. Here's the same, but it can be really trespass a line, for my opinion, of the minimum of respect with the players. Not only with the players, there's also the los dirigentes.
Los dirigentes.
Sí.
The executives.
Yeah, everybody has trouble there. The president of the teams, everybody has so much praise. It's just the way they live. I was actually really happy that almost 6 years I was there, but I wanted a change, and one of the things that I wanted to experience different was that way.
How do you look back on your time in Brazil? Because you had a great deal of success. I mean, you won Copa Libertadores twice, and
I had a little bit of everything. What was your question? Sorry.
Just how do you look back on your time on?
How do I look back?
Yeah.
No, I'm really grateful. I think I learned very much. I went to Brazil to a huge team from my club in Católica that made me learn so much. not only in the field, you also, well, I learned another language. It's another culture. From Chile, it's very different. Another food. I look back and I'm happy to that I make that step when I had to.
Was Católica, was that your hometown club? Was that the club that you supported as a child?
Yeah, that's my club. That's my club.
So what was that like playing for your hometown club?
For Católica?
Yeah.
Oh, playing for Católica is always my dream, and it's always gonna be. It's hard to explain to other people because some people that are older or players from other places, they don't understand, or even my friends, why I like so much, because for me it was always like my dream to play there. Even that after I played there and we had a good team, for me it's always like my dream team, always. So it was, a dream come true.
So you speak Portuguese as well?
I speak Portuguese, yeah.
And English? Your English is excellent, right?
No, excellent is not, but I can defend myself. I hope to improve it this year here.
Any other languages?
Spanish. Spanish is my language.
Okay. So with Oso, do you speak to him in Spanish?
Yeah, we speak in Spanish. With him in Spanish. With all the, Alo is not Latin, but he's from Spain. Willie's from Mexico, and the rest are Latino. We speak in Spanish, yeah.
You talked about the importance of playing for your hometown club. You know that Osorio could be his 400th game.
Yeah, I know. That's a huge mark. That's a huge mark. Well, he's a referee in the team of the club, the city. He's like, it's a captain of the team. So I know what that means, because 400 games for your hometown must be huge. So I think he has to be so proud of him, and all of us are for sure so proud, because we know how difficult it is.
You've been called up by Chile for the two games later this month, and it's a long way you have to go.
It's a long way,
Does the move to MLS, do you expect that to sort of impact your national team career, either in a good or bad way? Has the coach kind of said anything like that? Because sometimes when players do come to MLS, it does have an adverse effect on their national team careers.
Well, I think he didn't take it that way, because I spoke with him when I just arrived here. I think we're like we're out of the World Cup, so we're not going, and we're in a process of like bringing also new and younger players for the national team. I really didn't thought about that so much when I came here, because I really wanted to come here, but I hopefully expect that doesn't affect in a bad way coming here. I don't think so, because also the league here is bigger and has grew so much in the last years that now I think it's a really competitive league.
And are you in Toronto on your own? Do you have family here, or are you?
No, I'm my mom, so it's an easy life.
With your
my own, alone.
Oh, you're your own. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So.
Gotcha.
We have some questions on Zoom. Go ahead, Alberto.
¿Cómo?
Una pregunta en Zoom. Alberto.
Perdió, Alberto.
¿Ah?
Perdió.
Alberto. Any other questions on Zoom?
I go.
¿Me escuchan? Hola.
Sí, ya.
Ok. Benjamín, un saludo. Alberto Mora de Golazo Canadá. Primero que todo, pues ya eres parte de la selección chilena para estos amistosos. Hablando un poco de la selección. ¿Cómo han trabajado ustedes este nuevo panorama de la selección, teniendo en cuenta pues que no se clasificó al Mundial y pues que están en un recambio generacional importante? Y la segunda pregunta, si me permiten, es ¿cómo ha sido esa adaptación a la liga? Ya traté de escucharte en inglés dar la respuesta, me gustaría tenerla en español. ¿Cómo ha sido esa adaptación a la Major League Soccer y esa diferencia con el fútbol brasileño? Pues obviamente teniendo en cuenta una serie de circunstancias, pero ¿cuál ha sido la diferencia entre las dos ligas? Muchas gracias.
Hola, Alberto. Sí, bueno, como le comentaba a tu compañero, le decía que en Chile estamos en un proceso de cambio, sobre todo porque quedamos fuera del Mundial últimamente, y se ha iniciado, por decirlo así, un proceso de buscar jugadores que sí o sí van a llegar al Mundial 2030. Así que en eso ha estado el Nico Córdoba, que es el técnico que estaba a cargo de nosotros hace un tiempo, y la verdad que hemos disputado no sé cuántos partidos con él, pero nos ha ido bien. Su forma de jugar exige mucho a todos, no solo a los más jóvenes, sino a todo el grupo. Tiene un estilo de juego muy marcado, mucho de tener la pelota. Creo que le ha puesto una intensidad que quizá en algún momento nos faltó y nos pasó la cuenta en las clasificatorias, así que esperamos retomar eso. Y la otra era respecto a la MLS.
Sí.
También le respondí a tu compañero aquí, la adaptación ha sido fácil de cierta forma porque me han recibido muy bien. El club, la verdad que se hace cargo de prácticamente todo. Uno tiene aquí que llegar y preocuparse de jugar nomás. Yo creo que de los equipos que he estado en mi carrera, los lugares que más fácil se me ha hecho la adaptación. Y respecto a la liga propiamente tal, ya sabía algunas cosas por compañeros que jugaban aquí. Habían otros chilenos también que me habían comentado. Así que me esperaba una liga física, quizá no con tanta presión como nos ha tocado, o me ha tocado en los 2 partidos que he jugado, pero sí está con la expectativa de que fuera una liga muy rápida y muy intensa, también teniendo en cuenta que hay muchos equipos que tienen jugadores jóvenes. Pero la verdad que ha sido por ahora todo muy positivo, estoy muy feliz aquí y espero que tengamos obviamente un gran año.
The 2 questions were similar to what he answered earlier about Chile missing the World Cup and what they're looking for in this couple of years with the new changes of like players heading to the 2030 World Cup, and also about his adaptation in the league. So it's pretty much the same answer that he gave before.
Just how do you feel the team's response has been after giving up the late goal last week?
How did we respond?
Yeah, during practice and training this week.
Oh, in the moment it was a really hard moment to take, because even that I think we probably didn't deserve to win. I think that if you look at the game, it will be that fair, but we were already winning the most part of the time. So maybe you have to know how to win when you're not playing well. And it was really hard in the moment, but this is football. You have to turn the page. It's like 24 hours. Done. Then Monday or Tuesday when you come back, you have to be looking for another game, because we don't stop, and we have 8 games more in home, and it's 8 finals for us. It can let us really well for the rest of the year. So we have to look forward and win the 8 games at home.
So can you use something like that as motivation going into tomorrow's game against Columbus?
I don't know if we need that for motivation. We have already like big motivations. They're not coming from a bad moment. They're almost all coming from good things. But it is something to be alert. Games are until minute 100 now, so you can be like relaxed until you're back in the locker room.
Your English is very good. How did you pick it up? How did you learn it?
My English very good.
How did you learn?
I learned because when I was young, very young, like from 3 to 5, 6, I lived in USA because my father had to work there.
Okay.
And I have family that lives. I have cousins from United States also. Try to not to lose it, because in Chile, we don't speak any English, but with my family from USA, I do. And yeah, that's how.
Where did you live in the States?
Where did I live?
Yeah.
In California.
In California?
Yeah.
Is that where your family is still now?
Yes,
Okay.
San Francisco.
Okay, cool. Robin, maybe you can just tell me about the players this week in terms of the response after the late collapse against New York. What's been the mood around camp this week?
It's been excellent. It's been excellent. I speak a lot about the character of this group, and obviously it's a slightly different group than last year, but I think the guys that we've brought in have helped bolster the culture, and I think to a man they feel like they didn't do as well as they should have, and they know it. And I thought the response Tuesday was really good. I thought Thursday was really good. I thought today again was really good. And it just feels like we're in a good position mentally, and hopefully that should dictate a lot about how we start the game and how we kind of go through the game.
That was the first game on the new playing surface, I understand. It was put in November. What were the reviews of Did you hear anything?
The coaches came back in from warm-up and they go, if you can't play on this field, you can't play. So everything I've heard is that it's been really, really well received. The guys have done a great job of getting it ready. Certainly given our climate as we look outside, they've done a phenomenal job in getting the field ready.
Given the conditions that we have north of the border here, it seems like the BMO Field playing surface you can put up against a lot of other places in the league. How would you think it rates?
I think it's really good. I mean, I was here in 2018, and I think that was 3 fields ago, maybe. But I don't know if you remember, in 2018, we had a really bad winter and an early start with Champions League, and the field was horrific. And after that run, I believe it was the first time that BMO went to a hybrid. And since then, I think it's been pretty remarkable. There was one year I was in Colorado and the same sort of early season thing. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect to see the field look like that again. So there was maybe one time when it wasn't that great. But I think overall our crew here has a really good understanding of the challenges that we face being where we are. And I think they've done a really good job with the field for the, I don't know how many years I've been here, 7, 8 years. For the most part, they've done a phenomenal job with it.
Now that Josh has his legs out from under him, having played the last 20 minutes, is he prepared for more? Can he go? Can he start?
Yeah, he can go more.
Yeah.
It's obviously a gradual process, but he can definitely go more. And I think even in the 20 minutes that he played, you see the bits of quality, his ability to hold the ball under pressure, timing of his runs, his ability to put himself in goal-scoring positions. And, we're excited. I just feel like he's only going to get better and sharper.
Columbus, not off to the best start. They've had some trouble scoring under their new coach. What's been your impression of them? What are you expecting?
I don't care what their results have been so far. They're a really good team. They have incredible chemistry between themselves and understanding. And, regardless of the results, I always feel like this is a team that is very, very hard to play against and very hard to beat. Because they do a good job with the ball. It's hard to get the ball off them, and then obviously they have quality up front.
We've asked you many questions about Oso, but yet another milestone coming up tomorrow, as you know, potentially his 400th appearance in one club, which is pretty amazing these days.
It really is.
Just your thoughts about being a one-club man for so long like that. It's so rare.
It's pretty incredible, and what's even more incredible is that this is his hometown. It'd be different even if he had an entire career somewhere else, which would be fantastic. But to be in his hometown team, to come here, start as young as he did, and to still be doing it is pretty incredible. And I'd love to tell the story that I met Oso 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I guess now, and tons of skill, really petulant, really emotional. But certainly a promising future. And as I look at him today, he can still do everything physically that he could do back then. He can run as much. He's got the same skill. But now it's paired with 10, 11, 12 years of experience, and his decision-making is so much better. It's elite. Like we were just saying, if you have something that you need someone to get caught in a situation and he has 3, 4, 5 decisions to make really quickly, you kind of want that to be Oso, because as I watch him, he has matured so much that there is no scenario that seems unfamiliar to him. And I think in a lot of ways his intensity drives the team, which I think is pretty impressive considering how long he's been here. So it's not like the feeling is worn off. It's not like, you take for granted being here. I don't get that sense from him at all. It's incredible that he is every bit as passionate as he was when he was 23, and I think so much better because of all the maturity that's come with it.
He just seems to show up in the right places.
He's so engaged, and you guys hear me use that word all the time, engagement. He's so engaged that I think that's a reason why he shows up in the right place at the right time, because as he's reading the game, he's figuring out where either an opportunity is going to come up or where he has to make a big defensive play like he did last week. And that saving tackle he made last week doesn't happen if you're not playing at an extremely high level of engagement.
Can we go over injuries real quick? It looked like Henry was back in training
Yeah.
today. How is he trending?
Trending positively. He's been training on his own a bit and got in a bit, was getting into with the team again, and it's certainly promising because Henry is a wonderful talent and a wonderful athlete, and obviously we're all just hoping that he gets to a point where he can get healthy and stay healthy.
What about Mateus?
Mateus training with the team, doing really well. He's had a really good week of training, and again, trending really positively.
Could either of them see action tomorrow?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I need to double check with the training staff, but I don't think so. Not quite yet.
And it looked like Jules was out there after missing last weekend
Yeah.
through illness, so I'm assuming he'll be available.
Yeah, he's had a good last couple of days. Earlier in the week, it was kind of getting him back up to speed, but he's had a good couple of days.
And Kumis?
A slight calf strain. He'll be out for not too long. I think it'll be pretty quick.
Any new injuries coming up, or is that
I don't believe so.
knock on wood?
I think that's it, yeah, knock on wood. I feel like we're getting pretty close to healthy, getting pretty close. I mean, it's not like we've been debilitated by injuries, but I think we're pretty close to having a full complement of players, almost, except Theo.
Right. The club earlier this week announced the contract extension of Daniel. Obviously an important player, but do you see him as potentially a foundational piece for this team going forward?
Yeah, I really do. And, what flashed through my head when you said that was, what's his age? What's his relevance? What's his character like? And for all of those, it's yes. He has proven to be, we knew he was a good player coming in, but I think he's working with him day in, day out. I think he's even better than I thought he was. And his character is fantastic. He's someone who just wants to work for his team and to help his teammates out and help the organization out. And I could see him doing really well for us for a while.
And Benjamín, he seems to have settled in quite nicely. I'd like to, do I have that right? And
Yeah.
what's been sort of your impression of this one?
Yeah,
Become as advertised?
Yes, again, probably better than I even thought coming in. And the thing I like about Ben, and I've said this a couple of times, he just carries himself like how I expect a center back to carry himself. He's confident. He came in here day one and shakes everyone's hands, looks them in the eyes, and you can just tell there's a difference between players who have talent, players who want to be good, even players who are talented and have great moments in games. There's a difference between a guy who's very comfortable in his own skin and all of that. And I feel like Ben is very confident in what he can do, his understanding of the game, whatever the system is, whatever the occasion is. I don't feel like anything is going to fluster him. And it's a great level personality that I think is ideal for a center back. I haven't even talked about his soccer. I just talked about the way he carries himself.
Right.
So I think all of that is part of the reason why he's such a good player. Technically, he's solid. He's very good in the air. Reads the game well. Knows when to be intense. Knows when to be slightly looser. He just has a very, very good understanding.
Any other questions on the floor?
Yeah, you spoke a little bit about the players' response to last week, but just after an ending like that, from your perspective, how does practice and training change for this week ahead of tomorrow's game?
It doesn't. The actual trainings themselves haven't really changed. As I look at the game last week, I came out of it thinking we weren't, the energy was missing, that sort of thing. I do actually think the energy was okay. I thought we were not aggressive in certain moments, which leads to this erosion of confidence. And along with that erosion of confidence becomes maybe more passive decisions. And so I would say the energy is not necessarily the right word to question last week. I would say urgency. And I felt like that has been conveyed to the players, and the whole week felt different. And I think the response, that's why I said I think the response will be good, because the idea of urgency and the recognition of the importance of urgency, I think, has been made. And based on the way they train this week, I would say they get it.
What are the sort of early signs you're looking for tomorrow to see that urgency?
Moments to be aggressive. Moments to be aggressive. That's the biggest thing. I thought against New York we were too passive early in the game, which then led to us being under far more pressure than we probably should have been. So certainly for me, I'm looking at how we start, how aggressive we are with the ball, how aggressive we are without the ball.
Go ahead, James.
Thanks, Ale. Hey, Robin.
Hey, James.
We've talked a little bit about the value of this home stretch in terms of being a chance to amass some points, but I wonder if the fact that you aren't losing training days to travel is going to be a big factor as well as you look to congeal this group.
Yeah, I think it just adds to the comfort level throughout this 9-game stretch. If you don't have to pack, if you don't have to sleep in a different bed, hotel, that sort of thing, if you don't have travel that gets you back in the middle of the night, does that allow you to be in more of a rhythm? And certainly my impression is that it does, and I think that's a benefit of a long homestand, is not just the fact that you get to play at home, but your preparation remains unchanged. And if we're playing on the West Coast, then we'd leave 2 days early, and that would affect what time we train and where we train. And then when we're in that city, we don't necessarily get a preferential training time. We end up training in the afternoon. And it's just all these things that change your routine. I think the advantage, one of the big advantages of a long homestand like this is that you get to be in a routine, and week in, week out, it feels similar. Obviously, next week is an off week, a bye week, international week. But outside of that, I feel like this whole 9-game stretch should be good for us because of this whole being in a rhythm.
Go ahead, Benedict.
Thank you. Robin, yesterday we heard the new MLS format going forward for next season, that sort of half season. So what do you make of that format, and does that affect your preparation for the end of this season and going into next season at all?
What do I think of the format? I think it's a necessary thing. I was going to say necessary evil. I don't think it's evil, but it has to be done. Otherwise, we do nothing for 6 months. So it makes sense that they've come up with it, and credit to MLS. I mean, the guys who put this league together basically invented it out of nothing. And so it has been a 30-year process of constantly making adaptations. And this one now gets us in line with the rest of the world, which is exciting for a couple of reasons. One of which I've spoken about recently is because of how the windows work. Oftentimes, you're getting players in just before your season starts, as opposed to having them from the beginning of preseason. When you're all on the same calendar, then I think those days will be gone. You won't see us starting preseason in June or July, whatever it is, without the players that we want to acquire. I think that's one way it's going to help. Being in line with the rest of the world, I think, feels more official as well. I'm sure there are several other reasons why this was a necessary thing to be done. But the result of that is we have 6 months that we have to do something with, so it makes sense that there is this sort of sprint season. Will it affect what we do this season? No. We are obviously in the middle of 2026 season and trying to win like every other team, and I don't think anything that's happening in January of next year affects any of the decisions right now, not competitively at least. And then the off season will be somewhat different. It'll be our last winter off season. I'm sure there will be a lot of preparations going on around the league, not just with our team and our club, but around the league to get ready for something that is 180 degrees different than what we've done for 30 years.